The purpose of education is to create value, solve problem, or create some kind of innovation. And until that happens, you are still an educated illiterate. There's a reason why people react the way they react towards you. And probably you don't know whosoever you are dealing with. Is it your workmates, your colleagues, your boss? What type of relationship do you have with them? Is it that parasitic? You just want to take from them. But you have never thought of what you want to give them. Nobody started this life with something. Even the knowledge you have today, even whatever you think you have in your life today, you didn't start this life by having them. You later got them, right? So that person you are thinking he has or she has, she didn't have it earlier. He didn't have it earlier. If you are having a relationship with anyone that is not win-win, then you need to reconsider that type of relationship. Because it's either you are cheating the person or the person is cheating you. Each time you give, you are likely to have more of what you give. And that's why you might want to consider this habit of giving first. If you want love, give love. If you want happiness, give happiness. And that's another way around. If you want hatred, please give hatred. Just watch what will happen. Hello wonderful people, how are you doing today? My name is A. Kabir and we are having our live session today. Today is day 18 of our live session. We're doing this for 1000 days, right? If you're joining me for the first time, once again, my name is A. Kabir. Today I am here again with another interesting topic, just like I've always done. Remember that most of the things I'm revealing to you are some of the secrets that I'm finding out as I'm learning through the processes of my development, increasing myself in knowledge, and also improving my life, finances, and all of that, my relationship with others, and all of that. So each time you see me here, I'm just here to share with you that particular secret that will help you, okay? Just like it's helping me, and I found out that it has helped so many people, especially those who are successful in the society. Now today we're going to be talking about relationship types that are beneficial to you. Probably you might have known this, but you are not paying attention to it, or you don't take it very serious, and probably that's why in a lot of ways it's either you are cheated or you are cheating others. And wherever you found yourself, you should be able to know how to benefit yourself and probably even benefit others, just like I'm going to mention the relationship types to you now. Okay, now today I want to start with my own quotes, right? And the quote states that, actually I just formed these quotes some few days back, looking at the situation of education we have in my part of the world, and how that type of education is a kind of playing down on people. You found a lot of graduates around you that are not capable, that cannot produce anything, that cannot create any value, that cannot have any innovation. And I told myself that, look, the purpose of education is to create value, solve problem, or create some kind of innovation. And until that happens, you are still an educated illiterate. So this is a wonderful quote. You know, perhaps I didn't say it exactly the way I've noted down, but like I have my diary of quotes that I've begun to put them down, and this made a lot of sense to me. And what it means is that until you actually can apply what you've learned, until the impact of what you've learned is seen on you, or you can apply it to doing something else, or you can create value system out of it, or you can use it to help other people solve their problem, or your own self, then until then, you don't know anything. You are considered educated illiterate. Though you are educated, yes, and we respect you for that, but you are still an illiterate. So that's the quote for today. And sit back, just like you have this quote, you are supposed to learn from this session, and then perhaps have your pen. Today is probably going to be one of the best sessions. Guess what? Earlier, before I started this session, I was thinking, what am I going to present today? It didn't even occur to me until when I sit down here, present the screen, I just start looking at myself before it occurred to me that, look, you need to talk about relationship types today. Now we have different types of relationship types, and as I began to explain them, just try to look into your life and how this relationship has probably impacted on you negatively or positive. Now we have what we call win-lose relationship. That's one. Win-lose relationship. Then we have lose-win relationship. Okay, I said the first one is win-lose relationship. The second one is lose-win relationship. The third one is lose-lose relationship. And the fourth one is win-win relationship. Now, it's possible that you've been walking around people, you've been dealing with a lot of people, and you don't understand this type of relationship types. I'm going to break it down a little and try to give you some instances where it will sink into your head. Now, but before I begin, the best form of relationship you can ever have with people is win-win relationship. Win-win relationship. Now, let's begin to explain them one after the other. Perhaps I should just give you a brief explanation on what all of them mean, and perhaps you can now begin to boil down into explanation, into more examples. Now, let's start with win-lose. You watching me right now, consider yourself to be at the starting point of whatever relationship type I'm bringing, and whosoever you are dealing with out there should be at the other edge. Like if I said win-lose, now you are winning, the other person is what? Losing. That's interesting, right? Now, change the game. In some relationship types with others, you are doing lose-win. While you'll be losing, the other person will be what? Gaining from you. Now, the next one is what? Lose-lose. You are losing, the other person too is losing. And the last one is, which is not the least, but is win-win. You are winning, and the other person too is winning. You see, when it comes to dealing with people, recently, like I've told you guys, I've begun to study so much of people. I began to look life in with different lenses. I don't know if you get. And life began to appear to me as if it was not the life I was in before. As if a different kind of world is created when I began to observe carefully and look at why people behave the way they do. And this has led me to read some certain books on psychology. I think one of it I remember is Irreversible Irrational, something like that. I can't remember the author. So I read that book, and it dawned on me that, look, there's a reason why people behave the certain ways they behave. There's a reason why people react the way they react towards you. And probably you don't know. And this topic, I don't know how much I can emphasize on it. I might not have all it takes to support you in terms of the information, but at least this is going to be like a mind opener to you. And once you go through this, listening to me, please take your time to study more about people and the kind of relationship you keep with them. And let me tell you that, except if it's a win-win, then you still have a long way to go. And let me also remind you that in your daily life, you deal with people wherever you go. In whatever you do, you must deal with people. And I tell people that each time they are so much bent on begging the Creator, begging God for money, begging God for fame, begging God for whatever they are interested in their life, forgetting that whatever you are begging God for has to come through others, has to come through people. Your birth to start with, you are giving birth to by what? Another person. You are being raised by who? Other people. In your environment, you woke up to see who? You deal with who? Other persons. You started from your parent, now to your community, to the society, to your country, probably to the world. So you are dealing with people in all aspects of your life. And do you know, guess what? The better you can deal with these people, the better for you. And the better for them, even for your parent to start with, in your relationship, your spouse. So I began to study people, and I began to see that there are certain level of relationship that is toxic to you. It's not good for you, not even to the person you are having it with. Now let me start with win-lose. You are the winner in a relationship, and the other person at the end is the loser. Meaning that I will call this like a beggar mentality. You just always want to take from that person whatsoever you want. Is it money? Whatever it is you want. Is it favor? whatever he wants, you just take it from that person, but you don't care about giving back. Not even care, you don't give back anything in return. It's more or less like a parasitic form of relationship. You are a parasite, you keep eating this person, and it doesn't matter whether this person is your uncle, whether it's your father, whether it's your mother, whether it's your spouse. I said it earlier, I said whosoever you are dealing with. Is it your workmates, your colleagues, your boss? What type of relationship do you have with them? Is it that parasitic? You just want to take from them, but you have never thought of what you want to give them. It's quite amazing that successful people are always the people they take from them, but you never give them. Most of successful people I have met, that people don't care about giving them. I don't know if you understand. Thank you for joining us, Idris. You are always here in our live session. I appreciate your presence always, right? And the encouragement. So you always want to take from others, but you never thought what you can give to them. That's a parasitic form of relationship, and that's harmful to you. Let me tell you why it's harmful to you. If you keep taking from people without giving them, if you keep taking from people without giving them, you are being a parasite. You are eating them. With time, they definitely will get tired of you. And what some people say is, by the way, is the one that have. Is the one that have. Me, I don't have. So why should I give? Who told you you don't have? Is that mentality of saying you don't have. That's why you don't have. Nobody started this life with something. Even the knowledge you have today, even whatever you think you have in your life today, you didn't start this life by having them. You later got them, right? So that person you are thinking he has or she has, she didn't have it earlier. He didn't have it earlier. So the same thing happening to you. You don't have it today, but you will have too. But these are some of the things I'm telling you now that will make you have. It's what you are not paying attention to. There is no such thing as nothing goes for nothing in this world. There's no such thing. And let me tell you that even if somebody is giving you a favor, like we are going to do lose-win, you understand? But let me finish with this. If somebody ever think that they are doing you a favor by giving you, so the nature has a way of balancing the reaction, balancing up the equation, in the sense that if you keep taking from people with time, you become a burden on them. You become like a disturb. And they have to find a way to perhaps either disconnect from you. And that's when you will start complaining that, so it's now feeling like you don't have anything to give. See, let me tell you, for most people, they will tell themselves like, I want to start a business, but I don't have somebody to support me. I don't have this, I don't have that. I don't have is what they are always after. But there are things you already have. Do you know that before I started business, I was thinking that I don't have capital. We have two people on the session now. I can't see the other person. I'm just seeing Nate Reading too. Thank you for joining us, whoever you are and where you are joining us from. If you want to help us, just type your name, where you are joining us from. Of course, maybe I can see your name already, but then where are you joining us from? We have 3 persons now. Thank you. This is encouraging. Now, today we are talking about relationship types and why you should pay attention to it. Because as far as I'm concerned, some of these things I always come here to discuss with you are what will shape you on your daily basis, the things you do. If you are having a relationship with anyone that is not win-win, then you need to reconsider that type of relationship. Because it's either you are cheating the person or the person is cheating you. That's why you can have win-lose. You always give, you always take from people. If you are doing win-lose, you are the one the winning. You always take from people favor, money, gifts. You know, even in relationship, it is toxic when you are the only one giving out love, and the other party is not reciprocating, or how do you call the word? Is not giving you back the same amount of love you give. Yes, I understand that in most cases, what you give might not necessarily be what you receive. But another belief I have again is that if you have this spirit of giving, each time you give, you are likely to have more of what you give. And that's why you might want to consider this habit of giving first. If you want love, give love. If you want happiness, give happiness. And that's another way around. If you want hatred, please give hatred. Just watch what will happen. These are simple principles of life. And I always told you that what I do personally myself, what I do is that I just take my time. Do you know that even this thing they call relationship, I took my time, get 1 or 2, 3 books on it. You know, and the amazing part of it is that you keep telling yourself that you can't do certain things when you have not even really made an effort to see if you, because what it takes you to do something is knowledge. What it takes you to be able to achieve anything in this life is knowing how to do it. And once you know how to do it, just go ahead and do it. It's unfortunate that some people even know how to do it, but they are not disciplined enough to do it. I started this session by saying you are an educated illiterate if you can't apply the knowledge you have. I don't know if you get that part. So don't be an educated illiterate. If you are learning about relationship types today, decide today that, look, begin to sanitize, and don't allow people to trick you emotion-wise, making you feel like if you need to sanitize people, it's because he's claiming that he knows something, so you don't, maybe he has made some amount of money now, maybe he's trying. No. If you want to remain there, congratulations to you, remain there. But if you want to move, I tell you, you need to apply some of these principles. And the people you are with, if they are also interested, they need to apply the same principle. You move together, birds of feather. You have to keep flying together. So fly with those who have the same principle with you. It's easier for you to fly. You find out why we keep telling you that if you want to be successful, you need to get away from unsuccessful people, because their energy and vibes are not the same thing with you. They will keep weighing you down. Each time you try to fly, they will hold you by your leg like this. I don't know how I should present my leg to you. They will hold you. You are trying to climb. That's what you are doing. Each time you are learning, each time you are progressing, you are making a success, and you are trying to move away. What the unsuccessful people around you are doing, they will hold your leg. Oga, calm down. You can't do that. Some of them will put it to your face that, look, don't think you can do something we have been here, we have not been able to do. They will challenge you. So they will want you to maintain the what? The status quo. About how do you call that English, that grammar? They want you to maintain the level of normal, you know, just be normal. If you want to be normal, congratulations to you. You have to be poor. So what am I saying in essence is that if you are doing win-lose, you win, the other person what? Give. So at a point, it's either this person will avoid you, or the person, you that is giving. Let me warn you now. You are the giver, you are the cheerful giver for that Christmas. Now you keep giving, this person keep receiving, thinking that he cannot give you. So with time, your own too will now what? We go, we finish. Yes, now. That's why I said it's give and take. If you don't want to agree with this principle, just do what is comfortable with you and keep watching the results. If you are so passionate about people, you love people, you know, you are in a relationship, you love your babe, you love your guy, and your guy is not loving you back, with time you get exhausted. In fact, they will play on you. They will use that love against you. Now, don't misunderstand me. It is not a bad thing not to love, but you are not loving the wrong person that cannot reciprocate the same type of love, that perhaps will now even use that love you are having against you. In most cases, that's what we do. Probably I'm using this love so that it will sink into your head, even if it's a financial relationship you are having with people. And now let me make it clear again that if you are giving somebody money, it's not necessary that the person give you money, but the person can give you kindness. The person can give you good advice. The person can give you his time. The person can give you his energy. The person can help you do certain things that relieve you from stress. But don't you have this mentality of just supplying help to people without them showing any kind of reverse? That's a poor mentality. If you deal continuously with such type of people, then what it does to you is that it drains your energy, it drains whatever help you are giving it, and at a time will render it useless. And do you know, they will not even appreciate it. They don't know what it means. Yes, that's it. So the next type is lose-win. You keep losing. It's just the reverse type of what you have first. You keep losing, the other person keep gaining. It's just what I finished explaining. You get worn out. You may not want to listen. You may think that that's why if you see average man in the society, the less privileged in the society, the unsuccessful in the society, we always think that the rich people are greedy. The rich people are not helping as they are supposed to help, because for them, what they think is that whatsoever money or whatsoever advantages that come to the rich is free, so it has to be shared. That's, if you are ever feeling like this, just try as much as possible to remove yourself out of that. By the way, that you always want to gain that favor from people, don't you think that you should work favor to give to others too? Nobody has caused your life. It's just that you are not rational enough to understand some of these principles and follow it. Because the only thing you think is, let person give you, let somebody give you, let somebody help you, let somebody help you. Like Ali Baba said, he said, to help people is not normal. What did he say? He said to help people is abnormal, but not to help people is not common. I don't know how I'm saying it, but let me try to remember how he put it. Like, finding people who help others is not common. Then finding people who don't help, they are very much available. So to tell you something, that it is not easy to get a help. So if you need a help, you need to be able to, in fact, to start with it, you need to help yourself with some certain things. That's why I tell people that don't think about the next person to help you first. Of course, help will come to you if you have had some certain principle in place. Sometimes when people can't afford to help you, let me even start by saying you self can't afford to help yourself, and some certain people that you look up to for the help cannot afford to help you, you get angry. Now, forgetting that you self cannot afford to help yourself, but you were not angry at yourself. But now you are angry at the person that cannot afford to help you. Are you judging it well? Because the first person that should be judged is you are not helping yourself. You are alive. You have brain, you have eyes, you have all it takes, and God has given you everything that the other next person have. The only thing that you do not do is that you fail to develop yourself into the level of helping yourself. Even these relationship types I'm talking about now, there are simple things in the society that you know, and as I'm talking to you, you are going through the same thing. And do you know there are this lose-win? If you are at the point of losing always, you are always the one giving. If it's relationship type, the love, you are always the one giving. If it's finances, you are always the one giving. If it's kindness, you are always the one giving. If it's any form of help, you are always the one giving. Now, you are Father Christmas. Do you know that when you are always even fond of giving to others, at a point they stop appreciating you and they become an ingrate? Because you are training them to form what we call entitlement mentality. You are training them to feel more dependent on you. And do you know, when they come the first time you give, you are losing. The second time you give, probably the first time they become more, they are very grateful. Then the next time you give, observe it, they are not much great. Like it's expected, of course. It's a cheerful giver, you will give. The next time they will come again, you will give, you give, and then there come a time when they become so dependent on you. They know you should give, and you dare not have any reason not to give, because they believe you have been giving. The evidence that you have is that you have been giving. So this time, how dare you say you can't give? Ingratitude begin to enter. Ungratefulness begin to enter. It will not stop there. Hatred. They become toxic. They now become, I don't know how to put it. But do you know that as much as possible you might not agree with all that I'm saying, but they are reality and they are happening with you probably or around you. Just open your eyes clearly and look. You know, as I'm discussing this topic, you might be looking at it with two eyes. If you are on the other end, you're always the one that want to take. So you might even feel like I'm saying rubbish. It's because he's greedy. It's because you find all the stupid reasons in your life to support that's your mindset. Because you cannot give. You just want to take. You see the way I'm looking at you? Think about your life. These comedy people, they say, think about your life. What is wrong with you giving to others? The other people that got it, what is wrong about you learning how they got it? Perhaps you are not even patient with your life to develop the necessary skills. Because I don't believe in intelligence is what make people. It's your ability to keep trying, to keep doing it. If it will take you 5 years, if it will take you 10 years to get it right, there's no any successful person that had it at a platter of gold. I told you today is going to be hot. I sat right here. I didn't even know the topic I want to talk about, but I knew that you can see it's coming from my heart. No any successful man on the earth had it at the platter of gold. The more successful you are, the more troubles you've overcome, the more challenges you've overcome, the more problems you've solved. And for you solving problems, do you know what it means? Go and ask those who have gotten to some level of success. People like Dangote, the most richest man in Africa, Otedola them. Go and ask them. Or if you cannot ask them, and with me, that's one of the things I do. I browse about their lifestyle. What have they been doing so far? You know, I follow them. If they post something, I read it. With you, what you are doing, if you are watching jokes, you waste your time reading newspaper, watching Nigerian news. By the way, I don't know what you want to get out of it. Watching Palestine, Israel, every day you are on the TV. The people that make news don't watch news. People come to inform them, this is what has happened. Oh, we saw you on TV doing this. I don't know if you get. You need to learn. Don't be an ingrate. Successful people that you claim are greedy, that solves problem. Somebody like Dangote now that is trying to solve petroleum problem of Nigeria. I know some people are still insulting him. They are still abusing him. He's greedy, he's this, he's that. What have you tried to solve, even in your own life? You are listening to me right now. In your own life, don't even solve other people's problem. Start with your own self. What have you helped yourself to do? That a man who is trying to solve a problem of this, more or less like solving the entire continent, African problems. Because I heard some few days back that he has gathered about 50 people, the most richest 50 people on the African continent, trying to see how they can pool their resources, pool their expertise, put their intelligence together to solve our problems. But it's easier for you to start chatting. You know, that man is greedy, is monopoly, is this, is that. Is it easy? Have you ever tried to solve your own family problem? Do you see how hard it is? He's trying to solve African problem. Now, what I'm saying in essence is that the more problem you can solve for people, the more successful you can become. Now, with you only want people to come and solve your problem. Now, tell me how you want to be successful. And how far can those people continue solving your problem? Probably you have found 1 or 2 persons that have even supported you, and you are still an ingrate. You don't want to be grateful. And you know, the more you can trend in that road, you are going that road, the more poverty will be wiping you. You are creating problem for your even generation, because probably you are giving back to others to come and join that mindset of yours. If God help you that you did not change it, and help them to change it, because you are going to teach it to them. So in any type of relationship you are involving yourself with people, by the way, you should know that one of the greatest things you can do is to be able to help others. See, when I started this online session, I didn't start by coming here live. I always, in my contact, the people I do business with, on my daily basis, even when I watch some people's WhatsApp status, I go to their DM. What's wrong? Why did you make this statement? I'm sorry for interrupting. Is there any way I can help? I spread some love, some words of kindness, some advice, some financial advice. I have had so much friend on my DM today that I can run to, even sometimes when I start somewhere. Do you know? You have a lot to offer. If you are staying with a rich man, think about one thing that is a problem to him and he usually complain about. See what you can do about it. Some things not even necessarily need money. But for some people that have opportunity to even go closer to a successful man, instead of you to calm down and learn from that relationship of giving, do you know there is a way that even your boss in the office, there's a way that you are a problem solver. You don't see challenges. When your boss give you work, you don't see it as a problem. You don't see it as, you see it as you want to help him solve it. You take charge. You advise him, boss, why don't we do this? Boss, I went through some research yesterday. I looked through YouTube yesterday and I learned that if we can do this, it's better and it's going to help our company. Boss, I've just attended to one customer and the customer was almost giving up, but I helped to convert him and I was able to close this sale. Do you know how your boss will begin to look at you? They will begin to draw you close. Oh, this person knows what he or she is doing. And if you continue in that trend, there will come a time that even when they want to fire people out of the company, you are not, in fact, you are considered as even part of the company. Only that perhaps you are not knowledgeable enough to claim some part of the company to yourself as what do you call it? Share, whatever, what do you call it? Equity. Because there is a way that you are going to raise yourself in a company that, look, you cut it short, you cut everything. You decide what happened next. And once that begin to happen with you, it means that it's either you are now capable enough to go and start your own company, or perhaps you need to negotiate your stay with that company. Either you can take some equity, be in charge of, as in part of the owner of the company, and then you begin your life from there. Whatsoever it is, it's going to be win-win. I tell you, see, there is no any type of relationship that you can ever develop. Even your parents, your mom, your dad. Don't always think about taking from them. Even when they are still struggling to support you, if you are a student, whatever you are doing, you are learning whatever you are doing, and these people support you in any way, don't take it as a right. There are certain things that might even be your right, but take it as a privilege. Give it back. Don't always take. Do you know one thing I've learned with successful people? They feel ashamed that you have helped them and they cannot reciprocate. And that's why most of them, if they finally want to reciprocate, they will do it in double fold. These are some of the tricks. If you go close to a rich man, don't always think about taking. Think about what you can do for them first. You are watching me today. If they ask you, if you meet Dangote today, what do you want to talk about? Or if Dangote give you an option. Sorry, I love talking about successful people, and it seems to be one of the most successful in Africa, on my continent. I don't want to go outside Africa for now today. We are going there with time. But if they say Dangote give you a choice now, and by the way, we have leaders who are also, maybe like you can call them successful. But me, the people I call successful, my own definition of successful people are different. So, and I love to use role models to my definition, who I trust, who I believe in their expertise, who I believe are doing the right thing, right? So, in my presentation, you may find me talking about some few set of people that I believe so much in, and I want to be like them, or probably more than them. It's just like if I copy their method, I can do much than they have done. I keep telling people that all it takes you is to learn what people are doing. And once you know what they are doing, begin to do it. Just watch your life. But for most of us, we allow our life to circumstances and events to dictate to us what we become or what we do self. We don't think about what we want to do. I was telling my child some days back when he asked me some sensitive questions. He said, because I was teaching him about how to use his mind. How to use his mind. A child of 7. And he said, Daddy, what is mind? I said, that mind is something within you, in a layman language, to let him understand. Something within you that try to tell you some things about what you should do or what you should not do, or what is right or what is not right. That is mind. He said, yeah, it's true. I said, did you ever feel like sometimes, because when I gave him, there's a phone he used to practice to learn some things. So instead of him to concentrate on learning, at times you go and play game. And I told him, okay, sometimes that mind will tell you go and play game. And I now told him that in most cases the mind will always tell you negative things, except you now detect to the mind what you want it to do. Like if your mind say go and play game, you now say no, my daddy said I should read. My daddy said I should learn these words. Then that time you have instructed your mind what you want, and your mind will succumb. Now see the question he asked me, intelligent question. He said, but Daddy, if my mind is telling me what to do, how can I now tell him what me I want? Do you notice the question? And I said, okay, now you are sitting here. What is your mind telling you? Is your mind telling you anything? He said that he couldn't really think of anything, that he's just talking to me. I said, okay, close your eyes. Tell your mind that you want to go outside this room. Go out there, do something, come back with your mind. Close your eyes first. And then when you come back, explain to me what you went out there to do. And when you came back, what happened? And then, boom, he closed his eyes. I watched him. I think he spent about 2-3 minutes. Then he opened his eyes and told me, I said, where did he went to? He said he went to the mosque, where we want to go and pray. When he went there, he saw some people, he do ablution, he do this, he prayed, and he came back. When he's coming back, he was running. I said, that's right there is your mind traveling. Today is not for mind anyway, but what I'm telling you is, if you don't dictate to your mind the kind of relationship you want and intentional about it, then you're going to be on the losing side. Because definitely, if you don't grow your crops, the type of crop you want, the land, the earth will choose the grasses that it deem it fit. And you can't challenge it. Choose your relationship wisely. Even if you want to go into marriage relationship or whatever it is, choose wisely. And at times you need to be careful, because some people only come to take. They don't have anything to give. And as far as I'm concerned, you should always pay attention to win-win. We have lose-lose. I've not even gone there. The person you are with cannot help you, and you too cannot help the person. You people are just there like that. And that's why I said you might need to change some certain friends you have. You might need to move away from some certain locations where you live. You already know, it is clear to you that if you should spend the next 3-5 years here, there's nothing you are going to be getting positive. There's nothing additional that is going to happen to your life. So why don't you move? Why don't you change? Why don't you shift? If not for the purpose of anything, at least to going to target something. Because see, one of the easiest things you can start by doing is connecting yourself with the person that you can win from. If I want to tell you that you should allow any form of relationship at all, is to connect. Now you are a loser. I'm not saying you are a loser, but like you are at the receiving end where you cannot afford to give anything. But I don't even believe in that. You have a lot. I was listening to Dr. Cosmos Maduka some days back, and he said there's one quality that is missing in Nigeria as a product. And guess what he said? He said integrity. I said, for a minute, I think about how is integrity a product? And while he began to explain his lesson, it was clear to me. Gather 100 people in Nigeria today. I don't want to tell you the number of people you can trust out of that 100 with integrity. What does that tell you? That's a high product that if you have, there's every possibility that you will succeed. People will trust you with their money. People will trust you with their life. People will trust you with whatever you think of. And once that starts to happen, you begin to rise. You will be the one to manage what people's resources. Think about it. Now you think that you don't have integrity. If you don't have money, don't you have integrity? But they cannot trust you with small money. Hey, let them put 100,000 in your account. You have washed it. And you are complaining. So I always tell people that you can start somewhere. And you need to be intentional about what you want. The relationship you want to go into. And the one that is beneficial to you. And you too can be beneficial too. If you are doing lose-lose, there's nothing that can help you on this earth. You need to do win-win, where you give and you receive. Where you give and you receive. And let me tell you that the more you give, if you are the person that give more, like probably you can see me coming here every day to spend my time teaching you this now, free of charge. You know, I'm particular about you. I'm concerned about your development. I want you to upgrade. You see, one of the things that pushed me into doing this thing is that I found out that each time I try to help people on their DM, they say, boss, thank you so much for saying all of this to me. You come at the right time. This makes a lot of sense to me. I say, what? I can upgrade this. I can do it on the media. People will watch and appreciate. What? So I'm here now. I want to give my time, my energy, my data, my resources to helping you. Just continue watching and see how far this will take me. You might think I'm the one wasting my time, by the way, now. Probably you are following me up to this session and you have learned a lot from me. You don't deem it fit to comment. You can't even share my video. You can't even appreciate. You can't even type thank you, simple thank you. You are not giving, you want to take. You are still taking. What stops you from sharing this video with others to learn? Sharing my AA Kabir, my channel page with them. Let them come and follow to learn too. You have found somebody that is talking to your heart. So until tomorrow, maintain win-win and make sure you implement what you are learning from our session. Don't be an educated illiterate. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow with another interesting session. Until then, bye-bye.